give up, do you?
A good video game boss challenges you and tests your limits. But the guys on this list take this to an extreme. It's not in terms of difficulty, but sheer perseverance. Whether they have ridiculously long life bars or come back from death time and time again. Here are 10 video game bosses that simply won't die.
Brad! We've got a... Jill! Help!
Nemesis is the embodiment of the Resident Evil boss fight. He is grotesque in nature and relentless in his pursuit of you. And he simply won't die. This guy keeps coming back throughout Resident Evil 3. When he appears, you have to act quickly and decide whether you want to take him on or run away. Nemesis keeps you on your toes through many encounters in the game. The only way to finally kill him is to use an oversized laser beam. But even then, he still comes after you one last time.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
The Final Fantasy series is known for creative and sometimes ridiculously long boss battles. Yasmat from the 12th game is one of the most recent of these famously long fights. This bad boy has over 50 million HP. The ability to administer sudden death hits and moves that petrify your character make him that much more unpredictable. Thanks to his out-of-this-world health bar, you better get comfortable because you're going to be here for a while. It takes most gamers an average of 2 to 4 hours to defeat him. Frama from The Legend of Dragoon is the frustration of many gamers. He has to be one of the most staged bosses in gaming history. The battle is divided into 4 different parts, and there are 7 evolutions. He warps through the ages of Legend of Dragoon history, each stage having you praying between combos that this is the last one. Throughout this long drawn-out fight, you're always susceptible to instant kills and stuns. When will this nightmare finally end? Jack Baker is a Nemesis-like boss from Resident Evil 7. You'll be forced into a fight with Jack Baker multiple times during the game, although there are other instances when you can choose between fighting or simply running away.
You ain't getting away!
While he isn't that hard to take on, it's still scary knowing that he can always pop out of nowhere. The enemy that keeps coming back is a design trick that works really well, and something that freaks us out every time.
Heck of a thing, and this sure shit beats the hell out of dying.
Final Fantasy bosses are no joke, but Absolute Virtue really is something else. This incredibly strong boss from Final Fantasy XI took a group of 18 people to beat. They did it in 18 long hours with lots of persistence and strategy. There's only 24 hours in a day, and to spend 18 of them fighting one single boss is pretty crazy. Absolute Virtue holds a video game record for being the single longest enemy that doesn't have any change in form.
I am Jerkinga, Supreme Overlord of the Geth Jerk Federation.
No way! This is the biggest jerk out there?
The Wonderful 101 is a great action game with a very long final boss fight. This battle can take up to an hour and it's a button mash fest of the highest order. The fight never gets boring because it's so incredibly action-packed.
Final, ultimate, legendary, Earth power, supermax, justice, future, miracle, dream, beautiful, galaxy, big bang, little bang, sunrise, starlight, infinite, fabulous, totally final,
Red?
wonderful arrow!
Red?
It really shows that Platinum Games is the king of boss fights. Lost Odyssey has a crazy boss fight in the form of the Immortal One. While it isn't actually immortal, it does take a very long time to beat it. Simply hacking and slashing until the thing's dead isn't going to get you anywhere. It's only going to prolong this already tedious fight. It has an incredible 175,000 HP and likes to cast regenerative magic on itself. Good luck with that.
I beg of you, grant me the strength to take this final prey.
The End is a great boss in Metal Gear Solid 3. This sniper battle is all about endurance and skill as you try to find each other in the jungle. The End will tranquilize you and send you all the way back to jail if you don't watch out. This makes the fight incredibly long if you don't have the patience to take it slow and steady. Or you could just set your system clock forward so the End dies of old age, but that would be cheating.
Drop your weapon!
You mean you kicked the bucket in the middle of a battle?
Maybe.
Well, Snake, the victory is yours.
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean?
It was his dying wish to fight me, but I disappointed him.
Nyx is the personification of death itself in Persona 3. She's also the final boss in the story, and it takes a freaking long time to beat her. Not many players were prepared for what happens in the final battle. The entire fight can easily take up to 2 hours. This is also a very mean boss, as she likes to wait until you've almost won before killing you with a devastating blow.
Mitsuru-senpai is unconscious!
Don't overdo it.
This is really a test of endurance though. As long as you can keep your team's health up while she attacks, you're good to go.
That's not a beast. That's a mountain. Perhaps this is one hunt we should reconsider. Noct, do you seriously mean to do this?
Not! Come on, man, not cool!
Honestly, this whole list could have been Final Fantasy monsters, but to keep it interesting and fair, we couldn't possibly have done that. However, we have to mention this huge beast from Final Fantasy 15. This living mountain has a whopping 5 million HP. Early rumors claimed it would take 72 hours to beat. That's definitely not the case, but you're up for a very long fight nonetheless. It's an awfully long commitment by any standards, and a lot of focus to spend on a single monster. What's your longest boss battle? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.